For me, I think it depends on what part of the world you're in. If you're in the West, I
Yeah.
think most people right now in the West are more leaning towards convenience, what you're comfortable with in the now and stuff. But I think when you go towards the global South, I think people are more looking towards stability. Although most often than not, there's a bit of selfishness to it, if I would say. Not not to say that, not selfishness because it's bad. Selfishness doesn't have to be a bad thing. You're looking out for yourself. Yeah, that's the best way to put it here. So
Yeah.
in general, it depends on what part of the world we're looking at. Yeah. You also look at the age range as well. I think where people fall both in age and the points they are in their lives. Someone who's a student, for example, is still in their bachelor's, probably is just looking for something for the now. Or someone who is much more stable, balanced financially, have their life together in quotes, is probably looking for something else. So I think it also depends on where they are in their lives and the generation that they fall into as well.
But so again, at the point of the status where you are in life, when somebody's already established, it affects what they are looking for. Do you think this is more of something in the male side or in the female side? Or both?
Yeah, gender also plays a role. Yeah, so the men usually want to be. This is what I think anyway. I think the men would generally want to be more stable before they can go into something serious that is not just in the now. Because of course the general concept is that the man is supposed to be the one providing, taking care, and all of that. The woman, even though yes, in modern times that we are now, everyone is equal, or at least we're trying to be, in the sense that we're all trying to be we're all trying to be, financially stable as well. But the burden is not as much on the women as it is on the men, because a woman who is not working can be comfortably married, but the man who is not working and married is a bit difficult. I think so. It's not fair, but life is not fair. It's what it is.
Do you agree to this, Karen?
I think, or what I understood from that perspective is, if a woman is jobless, it's easier for her to get married because traditionally, at least, even if we are doing this as Oriana was saying, equity part, I think that it's easier for a woman who doesn't have a job to just get married because the man will organize the wedding and pay for the expenses, or maybe the family, or at least that's how it works in Mexico. But if it's the other way around, then it's more difficult because, yeah, so one of them has to work, and it's usually the man's situation. Yeah, I don't want to cut this part before we move to another topic, but I also wanted to agree with something that she said before about the age. So I think that's also super important. And what I saw is, in my generation, at least, or in Mexico, it was like no one wanted to get married, and then Corona hit, and I think that was like a very important yeah, event that happened in the whole world, but at least in Mexico, it had an impact so bad that everyone started to get married. Like all the people that didn't want to get married after Corona, they were getting married for a reason. I don't know. I don't know if it happened to your acquaintances, but at least in my side, yeah, it was my side was very strange.
What Corona showed us, even thinking out of the economic situation and the devastating effect it had, was it showed us that being alone is not a good state to be in, because that was a huge test of human resilience in almost every dimension. And if you had to go through all of these tough times, the lockdowns, the fact that you can't do almost anything you did with your group of friends, made people realize that having somebody, an intimate relationship with somebody, is actually not just for fancy, like it's important. So I'm not surprised to hear that your friends started getting married after that.
But on the flip side as well, so many people during the lockdown also realized that their partners who they are with, they cannot just stand them. So there were also a lot of divorces that happened because of that. So staying with this person for so long. Meanwhile, before you were always going to work, meet other people and
Yeah.
come back, and you have
Yeah.
some time to recharge. But now you come back and you see this person from morning till night.
Yeah, it was a huge test on relationships as a general. Honest, I'd really like to get your opinion on this, as maybe as the other guy on the panel. What would you really say happens to the desires we or the things we are looking for in a partner when it comes to your social status or how established you are in life?
Yes, I think I'll agree with most of the ideas. Um, as a man, looking forward to be or have a family. The stage at which you are in your life as a man, your financial status plays a huge role because being an African man, we don't have this 50-50 split that might be in the West. So we know we have to take care of the family. We know we have to provide, even if our partner is richer than us. We still don't look at their money. It's all on us. We pay the rent. We know we have to pay the rent, provide food for the children if we have one or two one day, provide everything for the family. If the mom is there and she wants to support, that's fine, but we don't look into their financial status. So it's more on the man. So financial status play a role. And when it comes to gender, also, I agree with the gender part. Women wants to get married early because they always think of their biology. We forget the biology part of it. They always think of time is running away. Time is running away. By the time they are 30, 35, they're almost getting to menopause. And being who they are, so they want to have their children early. Why? Because they know getting children late is also a risk for the lady side. They might have complications during childbirth. So most of them want to give birth early. Some of them for the lady, for the men, they want to be stable. So we see ladies tend to get married younger as compared to the man. The man wants to be stable. The woman is thinking of the biological clock. And when it comes to the West, it's all about 50-50. So the lady wants to work. The man wants to work because they know they are going to split the bills. As an African man, I don't want to split the bill. As a European man, he wants to split the bill. So it all depends on where you come from and your background.
Yeah, I see your point, Collins. You echo what have been said before, but I think you brought it up in a different light. Like there is this traditional burden on the man. It doesn't matter if your wife makes more than you. If your family is not going well, you are the first person they look at. Like you should be in charge of this. That's a mindset I also have. Like I am responsible for my family. My money is my family's money. My wife's money is my wife's money.
Yeah, exactly. My wife's money is her money. My money is our money. Her money is her money. She deals
I don't
with
know
her
what to
money.
think of these ladies because I know we are all from very diverse backgrounds, maybe diverse mindsets. What do you think of this?
Okay, maybe I go first. Maybe I go. I think that's no longer that's no longer the mindset for a lot of people, or at least that's not my own mindset. I don't think that my husband's money is our money and my money is my money. I think that our money is our money because my understanding of how family units work is we're two individual people and we come together and we bring all our resources together to build something new.
50-50.
No, it's not to say 50-50. I also don't believe in the concept of 50-50. Sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes it's 60-40, sometimes it's 80-20. Depends on what it is at the time. This is my own understanding of it. I don't think everything should be 50-50. Like we go to the restaurant now, we want to eat and then we split. No, it doesn't have to be. I can decide today I want to be the one to pay everything. It's okay. It's not. We don't have to, measure everything. I think measuring everything to say we have to split it equally is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress.